Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the top 10 sites in Phnom Penh, according to me. So it might be different from some other people's lists, but I'm going to tell you my 10 favorite sites in Phnom Penh. Right now, I'm at the Independence Monument. You can see behind me. I managed to escape the rain. There's a massive Cambodian flag in front of me here. So this Independence Monument is a place you should definitely check out. And in front of me there is the Sihanouk statue. It's a very large park area. As I talk through this video, I'll show you guys some footage that I took earlier of all these sites. I figure it's just easier to do this in one location as I talk, and then just give you summaries of all the footage that I took earlier. So when you're visiting Phnom Penh, definitely come by this park area, the Independence Monument and the Sihanouk statue. It comes alive at night. Like during the daytime, there aren't too many people here. Most people are working, but in the evenings, it's a really popular place for people to come. You have people like setting up soccer nets, and not soccer nets, but they have like a couple pylons that they set up for the nets, and then you got like kids playing soccer, some other people playing like the badminton with their feet. I'm not sure what it's called. You kick the birdie with your feet. You see a lot of that going around. And some people rollerblading around too, which is kind of cool. So yeah, definitely come to this area at night. And they light up the statues and this Independence Monument area too. There's also another park near the Wat Phnom fountain. They have people doing like singing and dancing, which is kind of funny. Getting some exercise outside. I walk by that area at night too, and there's lots of people just getting some exercise, doing their aerobic routine. And another thing you gotta do when you're in Phnom Penh is check out the Riverside Area. There's a lot of people hanging out there. A lot of pigeons kicking around, people selling different things. Though you have to be careful, sometimes they're selling things a little aggressively, so just be polite, say no thank you, just keep walking. I find if you acknowledge people too much and you're too kind, they tend to take advantage of that, and they'll just keep sort of pestering you and trying to sell you something. So I think the best thing to do in that situation is just smile, say no thank you, and just keep walking. The Riverside's really cool at night too. They light up the sign, the Carlsberg beer sign. There's a lot more activity going on the Riverside at night and during the evening, very similar to the park area here. So come by during the day, but also make sure to check it out during the nighttime, during the evening. I find these areas are a lot more lively during the evening, so if you like that sort of atmosphere, come out and hang out with the locals in the nighttime. And the next thing you guys gotta do when you're in Phnom Penh is check out Wat Phnom Don Pen. I think I pronounced that correctly. It's the famous Wat with the clock and the massive pagoda at the center. It's very famous here. A lot of locals go to check out that site during holidays and things. So go there. I think the fee to enter is $1 if you're a tourist. So you just have to pay $1 to go see that temple. If you go during a hot day, you really gotta stay hydrated, bring some water, and prepare to walk up the stairs. It can get pretty tiring if you don't hydrate yourself, so make sure to stay hydrated. You also might want to bring an umbrella or a raincoat if it's going to rain that day. I find the rain is very unpredictable here. Right now it's rainy season when I'm recording this episode, but I find when you check on the apps, it's not very accurate. Like I checked today and it said no rain, but sure enough it's raining, so yeah, it's really unpredictable. Maybe I'm using the wrong weather app, I don't know. I'm using AccuWeather, so you can check the radar and all that, but for some reason today it wasn't very accurate. maybe the rain will stop in a few hours or an hour or so. Oh, and you should definitely bring the right kind of clothing when you're going to that Wat. Women should wear longer pants, and men should bring pants or bring some long shorts that cover your knees. If you go to that temple area and you don't bring the right kind of clothing, then you might not be able to go in, so just make sure you bring the right attire. Yeah, the temple is very cool. I'd say it's the best Wat in Phnom Penh, so if you're into temples and that sort of thing, definitely go there. Get some pictures with the clock, and you can see a good view of the surroundings when you walk up to the upper level of the temple. It's sort of nice. They've got like forest around it and a lot of greenery. I think there's a gift shop towards the end if you walk further down, and then I have some footage of it too, so I'll put a map link for the temple and all the other areas that I talk about in this video. And the next place that you guys have to check out when you're in Phnom Penh is the SOSORO Museum. It really surprised me. I wasn't expecting much from it when I went in there, but wow, it's like probably one of the better museums I've seen throughout my whole trip. The museum ties the historical background and the economic background together all in one, so you can learn about both the economy and the history of Cambodia when you go to this museum. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record any video or take pictures in the museum, so know that when you go there, they won't let you take pictures or anything. But yeah, it's super interesting. I didn't know that Cambodia was like the last country in the world to establish its own currency. I think in the past they relied more on the barter system, so they would trade goods for goods instead of having a currency. And I think that was a reason why it was so slow in developing initially, because they didn't have their own currency. But there's a lot of, historical things you'll find out about the country there, and they tie in the monetary system, and also you learn about the economy of the world as well, not only Cambodia. So yeah, I was super impressed by that museum. Definitely go check it out. I think it's $5 US, but just make sure to double check on their website or on Google Maps just to make sure. Things may change from time to time, right? But when I went, I only paid $5, and great value. I think that museum is better than any other museum here in Cambodia. It's sort of like a little hidden secret for museums, so definitely go check out the SOSORO Museum here in Phnom Penh. And the next site you guys gotta see in Phnom Penh is the Central Market. It's the market with the famous dome. They sell a lot of souvenirs, a lot of watches. When I walked in there, I could just see like endless watches. So if you want like a kind of a cool knockoff watch, go there. They had other things like glasses, clothing, a lot of kind of stalls that you walk by through the aisles. There's a large central area where the dome is. They weren't too aggressive there selling you things, so there's not too much pressure, but you should definitely bring your bargaining hat when you go there though. You should just be careful not to get ripped off. I find you really got to level up your bargaining skills when you're in Cambodia, because they'll try to sell you something for an inflated price, like triple the price that it should be, or even more. So if they offer you a really high price, maybe cut it in half or more. And if they don't sell it to you, just walk away, and then they'll probably offer you something. They'll offer you a discount. So yeah, definitely check out the Central Market and just walk around. Even if you don't want to buy anything, it's just kind of cool to check out the building. I just stepped outside of the monument here. The rain seems to be letting up a little bit, so I'll talk about the other sites here. The next site that you guys got to check out is the Phnom Penh Night Market. So you go in there and you wander around the outside, and they're just selling clothing everywhere, and a few other things like glasses, belts. So if you guys want to get some good deals on clothing, just go to the Phnom Penh night market. And they also have food as well. So after you wander around the clothing area, you just go grab yourself some food. I'd recommend going there maybe a little bit before the later evening, because they take away a lot of the seats, and then you just got to sit down and eat on the floor, which isn't great if you're not comfortable doing that. So if you go, I think around a little bit after 5 o'clock, they still have some chairs around so you can eat normally with the table. But that's what I did when I was there. Though some other days when I went there just to walk around, they removed all the chairs, so it's not the most comfortable place to eat, but you can get some pretty good deals on the food there. The day that I recorded a lot of the footage around the Phnom Penh night market, it started to rain, so I was like ducking through where they were selling all the clothing. They put up some things above to shelter people from the rain, but yeah, it was tough on me because I had to duck everywhere to avoid hitting my head on things. So just know that if you go there during a rainy day, you might have to duck if you're going through that area if you're a taller person. So, but yeah, definitely go there if you want to get some clothing and some really good tasty food later in the evening. And the next site you guys got to see in Phnom Penh is the Russian market. It's similar to the night market, but just massive. Like, it's bigger than a lot of the markets I've seen in Southeast Asia. There's so many things you can buy, lots of local produce. You can get some really good street food too. So if you want to get some good deals on food, go to the Russian market. And you got to bring your bargaining hat to get some good deals there too, I'm assuming. I didn't buy anything myself, but I could tell when I was there people were, trying to haggle down the prices. They're not too aggressive there, which is nice. Like when I was walking by, they weren't trying to sell you things in every single stall. So definitely go to the Russian market if you want to get some souvenirs and get some really tasty street food. And I was going to say, even if you don't want to buy anything, it's cool to check out the Russian market just to see the scenery and just to see how expansive the market is. You could walk around there probably for an hour and not get bored. So yeah, definitely go check it out if you're interested in seeing the Russian market. And if you want to break from the traditional markets, go check out the AEON shopping mall. It's very modern and has all the stores that you would expect in a typical shopping center. They also have a really big food court, or I should just say restaurants on one of the floors, a couple of the floors. And another good thing about the shopping mall is it accepts credit cards in almost every store. You don't have to depend on the cash. Someone's Porsche just flew by there, and I think they need to change their muffler. I was going to say the AEON shopping center is really good if you want to use your credit card. Like in a lot of places in Phnom Penh, you can't use your credit card. Like even in 7-Eleven, surprisingly, you can't use it. You have to use it in the Smile shopping market, or the Smile convenience store. 7-Eleven doesn't allow you to use your credit card, unfortunately. But anyway, go to the AEON shopping center if you just want a taste of modern shopping and maybe you want to use your Visa or your MasterCard to pay for something. Go check out the mall. The AEON shopping mall also has a grocery store on the main floor. So if you want to get some food, pick up some alcohol and some other things there, just go to the grocery store on the main floor. If you've picked up a lot of things at the AEON shopping center and maybe you have a big bag of groceries, you can just get a tuk-tuk and install one of the ride apps on your phone. I have another episode where I talk about that, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to learn more about the ride apps here in Cambodia. So there's like Pass App, Grab, Tada, and maybe one other one that I talk about in the episode. But anyway, yeah, it's important to install a ride app on your phone in Cambodia so you don't get ripped off by the tuk-tuk drivers. I'll leave a link in the description of the video so you can see that if you're interested. And while I was in the shopping center, I discovered something that is going to go on the list here as well. It has nothing to do with Cambodia, but it's a restaurant that I've gone to several times here, and that's Texas chicken. Maybe if you're American, you tried it before, but it's like my first time trying Texas chicken. And if you guys have never been to Texas chicken, definitely go to the AEON shopping center and check it out. They also have a few other restaurants around town. I'll leave a link in the description for each of those places too. So if you guys are craving some fried chicken, definitely check out the Texas chicken restaurants that are in the city. And the last place on the list that you guys got to check out is not a restaurant, but a cafe called Tube Cafe. It was founded by 3 Cambodian people and inspired by the tube in England, in London. So the coffee there is pretty reasonable, but really tasty. I think I paid maybe $2 to $2.50 for an Americano, but they have a lot of other things on the menu there. And inside it's very relaxed, the Wi-Fi is strong, and they have aircon too, so if it's a hot day, you can go inside and have a coffee and chill out for a little bit. Like I said, the Wi-Fi is strong, so if you want to connect to the internet or bring your laptop, I think it's a good place to go if you want to get some work done too and have some coffee. It's quite a big coffee chain, and they have different cafes around the city, so just type in Google Maps Tube Cafe or Tube Coffee and it'll show up in all the different locations, so you can find one that's nearby your hotel or wherever you're staying. So that's it for my top 10 places. You guys might be wondering, like, why didn't he mention the Royal Palace or the Genocide Museum or a few other places? And I'm going to tell you why in the next episode, so stay tuned for that one. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and it'll let you know when the next episode comes out. So yeah, in the next episode, I'm going to tell you the reasons why I did not visit the Genocide Museum, the Royal Palace, and a few other sites that were not on the list in this video. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next episode.